this is where I speak about this for the first time. So yeah, Trouble in Paradise, just a random name. It's a movie about the pandemic, but it's not the pandemic that we're battling. So when you see the movie, you'd see that there are different battles happening to every single person. It's either a heartbreak, it's either like, a stab in the back.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Welcome everybody to a new season of Picking Brains podcast. It's been a long ride. It's been over a year now since I started this, so it's crazy. I'm your host Jabr, aka known as it's the same thing as JJ Swar. Today we have a special guest.
Oh, I like the word special, yeah.
Killer B999.
No, don't say that name.
aka Names B.
Yeah, that's much better.
aka Mahmood. How are you, bro?
I'm good, man. What about you? It's been a while.
Yeah, man. It's been a while.
Ages, man.
So, in case you guys don't know who this guy is, we have to go way, way back.
Yeah.
You want me to go way back?
Let's go way back to where it first started. To the days, Face Clan, trials.
No. Oh, no.
Trying to be a Call of Duty editor, all that stuff.
So, I don't know, to those who know me, they will know that I like to do videography. That's like a hobby, video editing, videography. Mm-hmm. But how that started was, we had to go all the way back to 2011.
Yeah, I think this episode is going to be like, it's not just going to be about the guest. It's going to be about you and me this time, the host and the guest.
Yes.
So, yeah.
It's like, I think that's a perfect, situation where I can, where both of us can equally contribute and talk about ourselves and each other. So back in 2011, I don't know how old I was. I was 14. And my dad got us a laptop, each of our siblings. So my older brother and my younger sister. My younger brother wasn't born yet. Mm-hmm. And, back then we used to play Call of Duty all the time. Modern Warfare 2, shout out to all the
best days, man. The best days. Yeah. I had to steal my brother's laptop to it. That's just saying, yeah. I had nothing.
So this laptop it was an Acer laptop. It was so bad. Okay. But I didn't know it was bad because my first laptop,
Mine was Toshiba. Oh. Man, that was so bad.
So I discovered YouTube. I knew about YouTube before then. I made we had a home computer. 2009. I made a YouTube channel. I put some Call of Duty stuff. I lost that channel, but in 2011 I had my own laptop. Actually 2010, but I started YouTube in 2011. I saw a YouTube. I used to watch Call of Duty clips, and I saw some kids just putting like montages of COD 4.
Man.
And I don't know if Modern Warfare 2 was out maybe later that November 2011.
Just hearing you speak about this makes me feel old. I'm just saying.
Yeah. I'm a boomer. But I got so excited when I saw this one particular montage. I still remember who it was. It was Optic Fade.
Oh my God, man.
Okay. A guy named Optic Fade. I saw his montage using some trick shots, and he edited his own montages. And they were, if you look back now, they're so bad. But at the time, they were like the best. And I was like, I want to do this. How do I do this? And I see like they sync all the shots with the music. And I just Google how to do that, or YouTube it. You won't believe where I started, what I used. I used Windows Movie Maker.
No way. The master of After Effects using Movie Maker.
I started with Windows, man. Which is like a default video editor. It comes with
it's pre-installed
Windows,
in the system.
I think Windows Vista, or maybe even before that. I don't know what Windows that was, but
XP.
Probably. No, I think it was then Vista. I think it was Vista that I used. Yeah. And I started, and I didn't give a crap. I just started editing. I was watching, and then I slowly moved I realized Windows Movie Maker was bad because everybody's talking about Sony Vegas, which is another software. I have to explain because we have to know that the audience doesn't know what the hell we're talking about. So Sony Vegas was another video editing software. And by the way, we have 2 cameras.
Oh, hey there.
We'll talk about that soon.
Hey guys, season 2 things,
a big upgrade.
I like that, man. I'm proud of you.
Thank
it's
you.
Good stuff.
So I went to Sony Vegas, and that's when I properly started syncing the shots like with the sniper or whatever with the music.
Yeah.
And I felt so proud. Like my laptop was so bad. I don't know how I did this just looking back now, but I used to put out a video every like 2 days. And I had to juggle that with school. I come back, I asked my friend who was a player, and I told him, send me your clips. I will, just edit. And I didn't give a crap about what other people were doing. I just was so happy that I was doing these crappy edits, but I thought they were so cool. I would show them off to my teacher at school, like, hey, look, I did this yesterday. I just kept getting better and better without realizing. And then I see this kid, Killer B999.
Oh man, you said it again.
Okay. This is fast forward. Maybe it's 2012. This is when I was gaining some publicity in the Middle East as an editor. The biggest Middle Eastern clans. So they're like teams that they form for Call of Duty, and they post their montages, and they would usually look for editors to edit their stuff, and I was one of them. And I got pretty big in the Middle East to the point where do you remember partnerships?
Yeah, I do.
So partnerships is how you used to. It's basically like a verified. It's like the first version of verified.
No check marks.
No check marks.
It's just partnerships.
Partnerships. And if you go to the YouTube page, the banner you see on the top of the page where they put
with this company and this company.
Yeah, but not only that, the space you have at the top of your channel on YouTube where you can put the art. The regular channels did not have that. Only partnered YouTubers had that.
You were going way back, man.
Yeah,
way back.
So I started getting some publicity in the Middle East as an editor online on YouTube. It was like a very small niche community. And then I don't know when it was. Maybe it was end of 2012 or early 2013. But I see this kid, Killer B999, comment on my post. And then back then YouTube had inbox. You could DM each other. You can basically YouTube DMs. And so he reaches out like, man, I don't remember exactly what, but basically he's like, I like your stuff. Where were you at? And I'm like, Bahrain. He's like, oh, I'm in Bahrain too.
Yeah, I did not know. I did not know you were around. I'm just saying, I had no idea.
So coincidentally, we lived in the same country, and he sends me. We used to chat. I mean, I wouldn't say we would regularly chat, but like you would
from time to time
interact with me. We would interact with each other from time to time. Even through, I think we had each other Skype as well. Skype, man, that's another thing. Every now and then you would ask me for advice or like, how'd you do this, or what do you recommend for doing that? I don't remember exactly.
I was a clumsy kid. I was like, yeah, this guy better teach me. I want to know how to do this. He saw other people on the internet from all over the world, but I just saw him and I was like, nah, I want to. Like, that's how I discovered editing is from you.
Really?
So yeah, we'll get to that later.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah. Anybody who reaches out to me for any advice, I would always give them.
All right.
So there were times where I used specific sound effects, and I remember this one kid. He was like, "Yo, I really want a sound effect. Where'd you get it? Can you show me?" I said, "Yo, add me on Skype. I'll send it to you." That's how.
Wow, man, that's generous. Not many people do that. Just saying.
Thank you. Yeah. So there was one guy. So the way you look up to me back then, I looked up to another guy.
Yeah, it's
like
a food chain.
He was in Bahrain too.
What? I had no idea.
Yeah.
I did not know this about you.
Yeah. I didn't get inspired by him. I was already, like I said, I got inspired by Optic Fade. But when I discovered him, his name is the Jam Edits. That's his channel name. And he went by JMZ. Okay.
Whoa.
I'll show you his videos later. But this guy was next level in editing. I was like, dang, this guy is good.
Do you know where he is right now?
No.
Damn.
He just disappeared off the face of the internet. But he taught me some things. He taught me actually one thing in particular, how to animate shapes. It was such a weird thing, but when I used to edit the shots and then the shape would come out when the kill happened. So he just taught me something. I was like, man, this guy's cool. I want to be like him. I secretly envied him. Like, I want to be as good as him. I think that is when I had that voice. When I say the voice, before then, let's say before 2014, I didn't care what others were doing. I was developing my own style of editing. I was just putting out videos, not having a voice tell me that's not good enough. But when I met this guy and then others in 2014, I had this voice in my head, maybe 2015 even, that was telling me you're not good enough. they're doing better than you in editing. And you would see, if you go back to my channel, you would see my videos, the rate at which I was uploading was going down and down and down and down, to the point where now, even now as an adult, I still have that voice. I would publish a video once a year now.
Yeah. I think that voice would never go away, because I kind of have the same issue, to be honest.
Yeah, but you're active though.
Yeah, I'm just going hard.
Yes.
I'm going hard because I just found it as something that I really love to do, and I wouldn't stop. I'm not at any advanced level yet, but like I'd still do my best to just keep improving, and I would never stop. So that's the thing about me.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to silence that voice. So,
Good. Yeah. No, for me, I want to go back to the time where I just didn't care, So that right now, that's what I'm doing. I'm just going to upload stuff when I have the chance to edit. But going back, then we met in school, and we went to the same school, AMA.
That was crazy.
I was like,
this is the guy, Jabri. Jabri is in the same school as I am.
I feel like a celebrity. I was like, this guy is like, he likes me. I don't know why. I'm like, my editing is like, it's
man,
okay.
You should know my story.
Yeah, go ahead. Now,
man, all right.
This is how we met, though. I was just recapping on how we met.
Man, the way it started, crappy laptop, stole it from my brother Toshiba. And, I had no HD PVR. That's what it's called.
Yes,
Yeah, HD PVR.
I still have it somewhere.
What?
Yeah, I still have it.
That's vintage. You gotta save that. So yeah, at some point I didn't have any of that. I was just using a Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. With that game, it has like this theater thingy where you can record the clips internally in the game, and they can upload it to YouTube without any recording software. So I would just record it, post it on YouTube, download it from YouTube, which compresses the quality. And then I would use these editing softwares. I started off with Sony Vegas, which is good.
It's good.
Yeah, it's good.
It's good. It's been acquired by another company now. Yeah.
So I just slap in the clips. I would try to edit and blah, blah. I'm like, there's not many options in this software. I kind of hate this. And then because he was based in the same country as I am, still based in the same country as I am. So all his videos would be recommended on my homepage and stuff. I was like, who's this guy? And I see your Call of Duty edits, and I wouldn't notice other people editing and all that stuff from the USA or what's so not. But I would see your edits and be like, God damn. And I would compare it to Face Clan edits, SOAR edits. All these names are like names of Call of Duty teams from all over the world who are really, really good right now.
Yeah.
So but I would always notice that there's something different about your style of editing, and I just really liked it. I'm like, damn. And I was just like, man, this guy should be in phase one day. And I was like, this guy is gonna make it to phase one day. Like sooner or later he will. But we'll speak about what happened.
The voice happened.
The voice happened, man. I hate the voice.
Yeah.
So that's what I noticed you, and I was like, I don't have all these effects in my softwares. And that's where I slid in your DMs.
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, teach me and all that, blah, 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 blah. And I noticed a few of my friends also commenting on your videos.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like, can I say their names?
Yeah, sure.
Ali Ahmed, for example.
Okay, yeah, legend.
So, a legend. Yeah. This guy is crazy in sniping.
Legend 33227.
Underscore 33227. Yeah. So, he's just so good. And I saw him commenting on your page. I'm like, what the hell? Now, this guy has to be around. And then when I saw you in school, I remember how it started. So I did not know like the way that you looked. I did not even know your first name and blah blah whatever it is. I knew nothing about you besides Jabri.
Yeah.
That's all I knew.
Yeah.
So and then you stopped me, and it was during the canteen time.
Yeah.
It was our break.
I remember.
And it was behind the canteen next to the basketball court.
Yes.
And you stopped me. I was like, hey, you're Kirby, right? I'm like, yeah. How the hell do you know me? Yeah. At that point, I think he just knew me as the guy, the YouTuber in that school, because everybody used to just call me the YouTuber in school because I was just doing YouTube videos and what's so not. I was even doing gaming videos at that point. So I was like, he's probably just another, student in school trying to diss me or whatever, compliment me or whatever it is. So then you're like, do you know who I am? I was like, no, you are. I was like, bro, I know you. Like we talk, we edit and all that stuff. I was like, I'm Jabber. I'm this guy. I'm the one who posts videos. I'm the one who edits. I'm like, wait a minute, you're Jabber? I was like, what the hell? And this is where like, damn, I just saw my inspiration, my own logic at that time, It's like, damn, man. So yeah, the host of Picking Brains is the guy who actually taught me how to edit a few things, taught me a few special effects.
Yeah, I'm not gonna take a lot of credit.
Yeah, I'm just saying I had to mention this,
Yeah,
It's
but
okay. You don't have to sweat. I'm just so
no, but I didn't know that story. I thought you knew I was in Bahrain. So you
no,
didn't
man, I
know.
had no idea.
Okay.
I had no idea.
So how did I know you were Killer B?
I don't know. I have no idea. You gotta tell me.
Maybe it was Ali.
I think it was Bahrain is very, very small.
Yeah.
So I'm like, well, you're that guy. So I was just being a fanboy at that time. I was like, man, that's so dope. You gotta teach me all that stuff. And then I figured out that he was using different editing softwares, which at that point I had a really crappy laptop and I wasn't gonna install that in my own system because my laptop was just gonna die.
Yeah.
Sorry, my brother's laptop.
That's okay.
So yeah.
The Toshiba.
That's Toshiba laptop. Yeah. So yeah, that's how the editing game started.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
No, I moved. So my journey was from Windows Movie Maker to Sony Vegas, and from Sony Vegas to After Effects. I actually have my first ever After Effects edit is still titled my first After Effects edit.
Yeah, that's
still
crazy.
on YouTube. It's probably unlisted.
Well, my first Call of Duty edit was COD edit. That's it. It was just like there, and it's private now, and you guys are never gonna see it. It's never gonna come out. It's just gonna be there. We're all ashamed of our old edits at this point.
Yeah, no, but it's nice to look back and see how far you've come, and how far you can go as long as you take care of that voice.
Yeah.
Because nowadays, people compare their work with others, and
man.
You have others who are just faster learners.
Mm-hmm.
Others have more free time. They have more money and more equipment, and you're judging yourself based on the same things they have when you don't have those things.
True, yeah. And
then that's just going to further suffocate you, That's something I have experienced. So, and I am trying my best to fight that. I'm fighting it. I'm still buying camera equipment. Dude, this camera, this GH5, I made 3 videos with it. It's 3.
And they're really dope. See, that's the thing. I had a camcorder when I first started.
Yeah.
And everybody had a DSLR at that time. Mirrorless were not a thing.
Yeah.
So I was using a camcorder. No bokeh effects, no lens, just the whatever built-in lens.
It's like a hand cam?
Yeah, it was the hand cam. All my vlogs back then, they were just filmed with this camcorder. It sucks, I don't have it anymore. I lost it in the UK.
Ugh.
So yeah, it means a lot to me. I did a lot with these things. And I actually kind of took care of that voice. This is where the voice was developing. So, I had a bit of control before I even knew what DSLRs are. So at some point I was filming this event. It was a gaming event in Bahrain. It was very small. I think it was way back in 2016. And
do you remember what it's called?
I don't remember. I think it was the Bahrain Gaming Experience.
Okay.
And I think at that time they had this kind of competition. It wasn't really a competition, like no cash prize or nothing. But we were just filming, and I didn't really link up with any of my friends at that point. So there were so many teams, so many media companies that were filming around with expensive equipment. They had gimbals, and at that point I did not know that these are called gimbals. I'm just gonna say it out. So anyways, I was walking around and was filming, and I published this video. And the thing that made me different than other people, it's true that they have really expensive equipment, but mine differed from the edits.
Yes.
Their edits were really generic. Mine had some bit of a style, simple slide transitions and all that. It was really ratchet, at that time. But what after this video got uploaded, the host of Bahrain TV, shout out Bara Abdullah, he noticed me and he took me for my first ever Bahrain TV interview. And I'm like, wait a minute, what? Using a camcorder? Now I remember the name, thanks to the guys behind the camera. I called the camera Lucy. Lucy was my best friend.
Okay.
So.
And you lost Lucy.
I lost Lucy. I got evacuated because of the pandemic, so I couldn't.
She's somewhere thinking, where is my father?
Yeah.
He left me alone.
Sorry, I had to throw you away. No, I got evacuated. Okay. From the UK because of the pandemic, so I couldn't take her with me. I had to take my new camera with me. So there was
beefy camera. Oh my gosh.
That 1DX. So anyways, at that time the voice just, started going down and down and down. I couldn't hear it. I was like, I made it to an interview on Bahrain TV, which is our local, TV channel, using a camcorder. That is crazy.
Yeah.
So he got me this interview and I spoke about a lot of things. We even did so many goofy things on the camera and it was just hilarious. I'm like, okay, so it's all about the edit. It's not about the camera. It's not about the equipment that you have. It's not about whether you're rich or poor. I got this or I got not, but the way that you edit and everything, and you just publish it out there. And that's how everything started. That's where I kind of took care of the voice.
Good.
Before time moved on, and then equipment actually really matters nowadays.
Yeah. No,
So, yeah.
I'm of the opinion that equipment does matter. A lot of people
Mhm.
say they don't. It doesn't, but it does to an extent.
Yeah.
I feel like if you're starting off, you don't have to start off with the best. Just do anything. You know what I mean? There, as a videographer, I always make fun of photography. And I don't like doing that because I
Yeah.
know it takes a lot of skill. It takes
Mhm.
so many concepts to learn. You have to learn your camera inside out. You have to learn the art of composition, framing, and all that stuff, right? So I'm not gonna make fun, but with photography, there's such a lower barrier to entry than videography.
True.
Because with photography, it's very accessible.
Mhm.
To make good photos, once you learn the fundamentals of photography, you can go out anywhere in Bahrain. Even we like to complain that Bahrain's so empty, it doesn't have anything, just cars and buildings, and that's it, and just sand, right? But I still see amazing photos taken by amazing local photographers.
Yeah.
The next step, I think, is videography, and that's much harder because videography, it takes more, in my opinion, because everything that is applicable to photography applies to videography plus more.
Yeah. So like the thing is with photography, like I learned photography. Funny thing, I learned it after I learned videography.
Same.
And at first I was just installing these softwares. I started off really basic, like Adobe Lightroom.
Yeah.
So Lightroom, like you just simply like slide in the colors. I still don't know much about it, to be honest.
Yeah.
I'm more into videography. But yeah, the thing is, it's art in general. Like you take a photo and you put it in, and you just play with it all the time. But I kind of felt something is missing out. So I know a lot of people use Photoshop, they use Illustrator and what's not. But I just dodged it to the side. I was like, I think I'm just gonna stick to videography. It has some music, and I really like the music element of videography, that you slap in the music, you get to play with the beat as you started off with editing. You just sync it with the clips and what's not. But I do strongly agree with you that videography is like the next step.
Yeah.
But you never know. Some photographers take their photos to the next
that's
next level.
That's the thing about photography. I'm not saying it's easier. What I said, I'm very careful with my words.
Yeah.
What I said was there's a lower barrier to entry, meaning it's easier to get into
access,
it, but it's harder to stand out.
Yeah, that's the thing. This competition thing, man.
That's the thing with photography, because there's such a easy entrance to it. To stand out from the crowd is where the problem is. Because with videography, even though the barrier to entry is much higher, once you get in, you can develop your own style easier.
True, yeah.
When I used to do my edits on Call of Duty back then, I had a distinct style. And I knew a lot of editors that had their own style, so that when somebody is inspired by me, does an edit like me, like, oh, I see that he got that from me. And when I do the same from others, I tell, like, I got inspired by, I used to look up to this guy named Noah's Edits. This guy was,
oh yeah, I think I know him.
Was ahead of his time, this guy. And I used to try to copy his stuff, but when I copy, I do my own thing. And that's how I learned videography or video editing. I started with video editing. Videography comes later.
Yeah.
But the way I started was, a lot of people can watch tutorials, right? You can watch tutorials. And anybody can do the same thing the guy's saying in the tutorial. You can put the clip and follow after the person, and you'll have the same result. The thing is, you're not the only one watching that tutorial. You have thousands of other people watching the tutorial. And then all of a sudden, when this tutorial comes out, you see a lot of these kids upload edits all of a sudden with the same effect, and they don't have their own style. When I used to learn from tutorials, I would listen and I would change it. I would make it my own style.
Yeah, add a bit of spice to it.
Yes, exactly. So it's a double-edged sword when it comes to videography and photography too. Like the lower barrier to entry. With videography, you have much more room to tell a story because you're telling it in the video.
That's the thing that got me into videography. That's the thing.
You can tell a story, right? With photography, it's much, much, much harder to tell a story in one photo. That's what makes great photographers, and that's what I'm talking about. When you want to stand out, it's not just following all the technicalities. Oh yeah, I have my ISO on the right, my f-stop is correct, the composition is nice, but you can have someone who can take a very crappy technical photo, like it was bad exposure, whatever, but the story he's telling or she's telling in that photo can make them way better, right? True. Because it takes creativity to be able to stand out from a crowd that are all doing the same thing. So with videography, what also it makes it harder is the workflow, because taking videos is much more taxing. You need more space. You need to move. You need to carry the camera. You need to direct. Then you need to, when you edit, it's not just, you're not editing one photo and then, because if you take a photo in a similar place, but you take 100 photos in a similar setting, you can edit one photo and then copy the filter that you did on one photo and paste it and adjust it a little bit. That's what I
do, to be honest. That's one of the things that I do with photography, because I wasn't really that involved with it, as I said. But also this one thing with the photographers, the one that really stand out in Bahrain especially, is that they work really, really hard. And I really respect that. They work really hard in the setup. Like you'd say, okay, there's a camera, there's a tripod. Sometimes there's no tripod, it's just the camera. But you'd see a lot of props behind the camera, a lot of preparations. I don't know.
It's scary.
Makeup,
you see the
furniture.
lights.
Yeah, it's like, I still don't know. Like, I just had the shoot last week, and I was a video guy, and there was a photographer. Can you imagine the photographer had way more equipment than I did? I just went handheld with my camera, probably like 2 lenses. And that guy had lighting, they had props. I can't tell you what I exactly saw, because I still don't know what those equipments are called. So they had so many things, and they were all just trying to tell a story. So that's, in my opinion, that's what makes a great photographer. They work really hard on the setup, but to us videographers, we could get away with it with the editing thingy. Sometimes we can, sometimes we cannot. So, it all depends.
And that goes back to what I was trying to say, is that why did this person have so much equipment? Because you need that to survive in photography.
True, yeah.
You need it. Because photography is everybody can buy a DSLR or buy a camera nowadays and go and click the button, right? But what's going to make you stand out? And that's why it's a sad reality. But in Bahrain, when you have clients, they don't care about the photo itself. They do, but when they want to get when they want to hire a photographer, if
they
you show up with
their equipment,
they have to see their equipment. Why do you just have this camera? Why don't you have
my own story to tell you about these things?
And that's something I want to discuss. Is I know before the podcast you said you don't have much experience when it comes to Bahrain's market in terms of videography. And photography. I can mainly speak for videography, but I know photographers in Bahrain. It's a bad market.
It is, to be honest.
Like, I worked in video production houses briefly. I worked in marketing agencies as an intern, and they care about the equipment, and you don't have much room for creativity. You can do the most insane edit, right, in post, and it'll attract a lot of people, but the client is going to be like, hey, make it much
way
crappier.
Better.
No, make it much crappier. They won't say that word.
Okay.
They'll say, I don't want this transition. I don't want that. Don't do that. And then the edit becomes so basic. It's just a pan and cut.
And your creative space just fades away.
And that's why I love this hobby, right? But I cannot survive on it as a career. It's especially in Bahrain. Because if you're in the US or in Western countries, you have some areas in which you can no matter how much the competition is, you can still thrive. And there's 2 things mainly: weddings and real estate. In America, people get married. Everybody gets married, but like in America, people get no one's gonna stop getting married, and no one's gonna and as long as people are getting married around you, they can hire you as a videographer. And it's so easy to get into. Let's say your friend's getting married. Tell your friend, hey, look. Usually, videographers at least charge $1,400 in America. That's what I've researched the market.
There's a big gap between their market and ours, man.
Yeah. So you can tell your friend, hey, I'm not going to charge you a cent. Let me do this shoot for free. Okay? So don't hire another videographer. So So then you get a easy barrier into the market, like easy entry to the market. I mean, sorry, because you use your friend who's getting married, and use it in a bad way, but it's just like took advantage of the opportunity that he provided or she provided. You made a video, and now suddenly you have something to show potential clients. Hey, this is my work. You're building your portfolio over here. Especially if you're looking at traditional marriages, it's not a market for a guy. So half the videographers are gone. So you're left with women. Why? Because you have some religious weddings or ceremonies that are separated.
We need a girl coming in, not a guy.
Not a guy. So yeah. So now we're gone. That's gone. Real estate is another area where the West thrives in, because they sell houses. It's a much bigger land, and they always want to make the houses look good. It's an important thing. And it's actually, the rates are similar to weddings in terms of pay. 1,400, 1,500 at least. I'm talking about at least. It can go up to 5,000, 10,000, depending on how big the house is, how many photos they want, if they want to include drone shots. So yeah, these are two huge markets for freelance videographers in the West. These are the two biggest for freelance videographers, and we don't have them here, especially for guys. Even if you do, but I saw posts on my Instagram feed, female videographer for weddings or photographer. You know how much she's charging? 150.
Damn,
that's
man.
BD. That's sad.
That's upsetting.
That's sad.
So
if you're charging that much, especially because they feel like they have to, because nobody wants to pay. They just think you're showing up, and they're just paying for the pictures. They're just going to, that's it. And they don't think about the skills, the years it took you to develop the skills. They don't think about the thousands,
the editing time, and
the thousands,
and filming it is just a whole process.
The money you spend on your equipment,
true, man.
The time you're spending on shooting, the time you're spending on editing, they don't count that. Like, oh man, it's just 50 BD.
You're just, you're so expensive. Just take it down. And that's honestly how it started with me as well. I started off by doing free advertisements just to build up my portfolio. I was like, hey, I like this. Hey, I like this. Then all of a sudden, my first client was like, you know what? I should pay you. And, they started paying me off. And to be honest, I had ads for like 15 BD, 20 BD, 30, and so on and so on and so on. And then, I was, after hearing about the markets, they go off to 150, 200, 300. I was like, you know what? I'm going to slap in this price. I'm going to start off with 150, as you just mentioned. So I said, my prices are like 150 BD for like a 1-minute video. Yeah. And all of them would be like, that's too expensive. That's too expensive. And I always have to cut it down to 100, 100, 100. Yeah. So that's how it first started. But let's just say if we were in America right now, we'd probably be millionaires with all the ads that we created. Yes. So it took me around, I don't know, I'm not going to say an exact number, but let's just say easily more than 10, 15, possibly 20 ads to make the money back that I spent on my equipment. Yeah. So that's upsetting.
This is, and let me tell you this. If you and I were in America, like you said, and we're shooting 4 weddings a week, because now let's say if I'm doing it solo, it's harder, right? If I'm shooting the videos, I have to go back edit. Let's say we have 4 shoots a week. So let's say 2,000 each, right? That'll be $8,000. We split half, 4K each. Yeah. And that's in 1 week. Yeah. So I will shoot one wedding, and you're going to edit this wedding, and next wedding you shoot and I edit. And then and usually
that's all the money made, man.
Yes,
and we just made it back.
And weddings, they're patient in the US. They wait for like a month or two for their photos and videos to come out. Because I know a guy who just got married, and it took him a month for him to get his photos, and that's fine. That's normal. Yeah. If I had a month to do this stuff, man, I would be happy.
Over here we have a week. Yeah, for 3 or 4 days.
A few days. Like, I need this tomorrow. I'm like,
do you want to know a quick funny story?
Tell me.
I just felt something like really quick. It was just like a short little ad. He wanted the video next day, so I filmed it at night. He wants the video next day. That's how the market over here. They just don't get the hard work.
Usually, if you do that turnaround time in the US, let's say you go from 1 month for an ad to 1 day, or you go from 2 weeks to a day. Let's say the 2 weeks that you were given originally, you would charge 2,000. Okay, let's say the same guy tells you, hey, never mind, I want it tomorrow. You know how much you would be able to charge him?
Probably like
10,000.
Oh, I was just about to say
10,000.
next day delivery.
For
Like,
your
what
next day
is this,
delivery,
Amazon Prime?
yeah, it's the amount of time he was gonna. He will have to, or he or she will have to sit 24 hours nonstop editing, and
Yeah.
you have to
Losing
render.
sleep and like there were probably no food and what's going
Yeah.
on.
The market here is just discouraged me from trying, because I really I've been telling Muhammad too right here. We have people behind the cameras, by the way.
Yeah.
I told Muhammad here. I told him, I really want to start a video production company in Bahrain. I really do. I really want to. I buy cameras. I buy lenses. I bought a gimbal. I don't get to use it, and it feels so. I want to start. I see people doing videos, but then why would I leave my job? I'm making a stable amount of income, right? I have job security, and it helps me survive and thrive. Why would I ditch that and go for something that might pay me, might not pay me? And if it does, it pays me pennies.
Yeah.
And you know, and I have to deal with clients. I have to deal with all their BS. It's just not worth. So it's sad because it's slowly killing my hobby.
It does. And I lost my passion kind of because of these things. During the pandemic, I was trying to make some money. I did not really have a job because I graduated in the pandemic. So for 1 year, I just relied on ads on YouTube videos, for example, and all that stuff. But all the ads that I filmed, like I was just depending on the market. And I always just told myself, this is just the pandemic rates. Everything is gonna, you know, blow up. You know, the prices are gonna go really high as soon as the pandemic is over. But yeah, the more I filmed ads, more than I filmed my own personal YouTube videos or Instagram edits, TikTok and all that stuff, it would just kill me internally. Like I wouldn't really enjoy editing as much as I used to. Like how when we started editing, you know, Call of Duty edits and all that stuff. But then I just decided to fight it at some point. I was like, okay, I got no job. I need to make some cash, and I need to, you know, make YouTube work at some point and make all these videos. So I just limited my creativity in all of these advertisements in general. I was like, okay, I'm going to save these special effects for myself, for my own personal videos, for the movie I just uploaded and what's not. And I'm going to give them nothing. I'm going to give the advertisement like almost nothing. But then sadly, as time goes on, there's much more competition out there in the market. So I got to, you know, show my express skills in the market to just, you know, catch up with them. So that's where this thing happened to me as well. Yeah, that edit is so nice. Make it more crappier. Yeah. You know, that's the thing. That's where it's also because here's the thing: society over here adds standards to video editing in general. Like when you see these advertisements on TV or in big companies, you know, they're really generic. I'm not really hating or disliking or anything. I respect all you know, creators and what's not. But then that's the thing. Everybody wants the same thing in our market. Yeah, we just want it to be like that. So every time you would approach a client or a client approaches you, they'd show you like this thing. Hey, I want my coffee shop video to look like this coffee shop video. And we're like, where is the creativity then? So yeah, that's the sad thing about it. The creativity either goes really big or just shrinks and just fades away.
No, I agree. I like I said, I worked part-time in a production house. I also interned, you know, in agencies, and I've seen what they do. They have a lot of equipment. It's amazing. You know, if I had that, I'd be so happy. But then you see the videos they make. It's just so sad. It's just the generic, you know, the ad music, the copyright free, the jolly,
no copyright sounds,
no copyright sounds. It's the same songs being used over and over again. Into cuts, until you have conference meetings and banks, and these executives are talking. That's the kind of work I did also, and it's kind of it's just depressing. You have all this equipment, you have these nice computers, you have these nice lights, you have these talented people, and then the kind of videos you're making are just so sad. And every studio is the same. And I'm the type of person that I want to have a say in the video. If I'm going to do ads, I don't want to do ads, man. I don't want to, I want to do my own things. You see these YouTubers who go travel and shoot their videos, and they have creative freedom, and they have drones. Speaking of drones, man, the official Bahrain Instagram account, they posted a drone shot of the World Trade Center, you know, the one with the fans, right? And I'm like, wait, we don't have drones. And then I see they give credit to 2 German guys who travel the world shooting drone shots. And I'm like, you're giving permission for foreigners to come and shoot drone footage, but you're not investing in your youth who can produce the same.
Always wanted drones.
Yeah,
man.
we can
Always
do the
wanted.
same, but you're allowing these foreigners to do them, who are coming for 1 day or 2, and you're giving them credit, and it's a nice shot. But we can do the same. Just give us a chance.
Yeah.
Right. I get that there's a concern with
Yeah,
drones
yeah,
when
with
it comes
safety and
to
what's going on.
spying and all that
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
But that's what licenses are for. That's how you can start at least introducing them. You know that if you give a license to a person and you know their drone, if you see the drone in a place, you'll know that it belongs to this person.
Yeah.
So you can track them. Yeah, hey, we're taking away your drone and your license. At least start.
Yeah,
Because
give us a chance.
give us a chance. You have UAE, you can do shots there. You have a lot of Middle Eastern countries you can do, but Bahrain we cannot. And so it's a whole dimension that is everywhere now. Drone footage is everywhere. It's a whole new thing that we don't have access to.
Man, you could be famous by just uploading drone shots. With a simple edit here, just one clip, put on some music, color grade it, just post it on TikTok. That's it. You're famous. Boom.
Yeah,
you're the drone guy now.
Yeah.
So
I really want to get into drones, but I can't.
Yeah.
And so going back to the whole Bahrain market thing, man, I totally agree. It's suffocating and it's just not a viable option for me. It's sad because I want to shoot videos. But even I know I said earlier, I don't want to contradict myself, but I said earlier, photography, people complain that Bahrain doesn't have anything, and it's true. But you can still produce amazing photos.
Yeah.
But when it comes to videography, it's much, much harder because Bahrain legit has nothing. You just have car videos, right? If you're doing freelancing.
Yeah.
Car videos, maybe, if you're lucky, real estate.
Okay.
Right? And you can do some ads, but usually companies don't. If we're talking about bigger companies, they won't hire a freelance guy. They'll hire a studio. But if it's like a burger place, a restaurant, coffee shop that wants to hire someone for cheap, and that's another thing about the market that hurts is that people who are videographers, we need to start saying no to offers.
To what?
To crappy offers.
Yeah.
When you said that you went from 150 to 100, say no.
Yeah, 100%.
We need to, because if we don't do that, if there's going to be a fool who's going to say, yeah, I'll do it for 50 BD, you're hurting but the other videographers by doing that, because then that's the rate you're setting, and that's what they're expecting from videographers who are spending so much of their money and their time learning this craft, and then there's some Joe and Schmo buys a camera, thinks he's good or she's good, and then I'm gonna charge 50 for a wedding.
That's ridiculous, man. 50 BD is like nothing. And to be honest, some clients, I would say, actually a client I'm speaking to right now, he'd probably never know about this because this is going to be uploaded later on.
Yeah.
But let's just say I charge them an X amount. Let's just say an X amount.
Yes.
He's like, oh, this X amount is kind of expensive. I don't have the budget right now, because at the same time, somebody is offering me to do this project for a Y amount.
Yeah.
And Y amount is way, way, way cheaper. Let's just say so cheaper, more than 50 BD. Cheaper than my amount. So I always get these things. And to go back to your point, I do agree with you, because I also freelance while I do YouTube, even though I focus more on YouTube, even though it took me ages to come back. It took me a year to come back to YouTube. During all this time, like, there were a lot of personal things that impacted me, but also freelancing did impact me a lot. I was trying to make a living out of freelancing for a year. And to be honest, I'm way, way far away from it. Because
it's a struggle.
Because of these little unnecessary competition that we got over here.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I also agree with you with the other point. We only have this limited things to film in Bahrain.
Yeah.
And I'll answer you as a freelancer. There are only 3 things, I would say. But you can tell that I'm wrong. But
sure.
Some people might find other things.
Can I try to guess them first?
Yeah, there are 3 things. Go.
Okay. Like food and beverages.
Yeah, that's true.
One. Cars.
Yep. This is the easier one. This is the easiest one. Modeling, fashion.
Okay.
So yeah, those are the 3 things
yeah.
that you film. Models, fashion, all that, cars, and food.
Yeah.
So yeah, if I don't know, what are other things than these three? But yeah, this is the space that we have over here.
It's,
Sadly, I've always wanted to run on the street, on the highway to film something. You know, like we can't even film a time lapse from a rooftop over here. But yeah, I'm just hoping for the better. But yeah, freelancing does kill your creativity.
it does. All right, switching topics. Well, not really. We're going to stay in the same. But we want to talk about your latest video / movie, Trouble in Paradise.
Yep.
I didn't know anything about this, by the way. So we'll talk about it more. I'll let you explain what it is, because obviously it's you're the director, you're the editor, you're the guy. But I saw a post from Mahmood out of nowhere saying 10 days left or something like that. No, I saw the 3D.
The trailer. Yeah.
Like, whoa, this looks sick. What is this?
I wasn't the one who did that. So
I know
it was my buddy Mohammed Naif. Shout out. He was the one who did that.
It was amazing work.
Yeah.
Was that your laptop too? The same laptop?
Yeah. He, like, this guy. That's the thing about me. I told almost nobody.
Yeah.
You know, besides, my tight close friends, hence the two behind the camera right here.
Yeah.
So I just told this close circle of mine that I'm doing a movie, blah blah blah, what's so not. And I would answer you later on when you ask me the question about how long it took me to edit this.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then I just approached my good friends from Lodby, the record label, the one with Rista, Nabil, Mohammed Naif.
LOADB is Last of a Dying Breed, right?
Last of a Dying Breed.
Shout out Rista. We had him the first.
Yo,
think about this.
Crazy.
Season 1, episode 1 was LOADB. Yeah,
oh man,
LOADB guy, and now season 2, episode 1 is an LOADB guy.
That's crazy. So I just sat in the studio and I told him about it. I was like, guys, in 2 weeks I'm gonna announce that I've been working on this movie for a certain amount of time. I'm just gonna wait for your question.
Yeah, no worries.
And then they were like, "Whoa, what?" And then suddenly Mohammed Naif told me, I really wanna get close to you. I wanna get to know you more, because Arista speaks a lot about you and all that stuff. Because I don't really show up in the studio often, because I've been working on this movie for so long. So I didn't really show up for so much time, man. So that's when I sat down and first spoke to him. I told him a lot about my stories, about my Instagram page. I was even explaining to him my stories through the Instagram posts and what's not. And then he decided that he wants to contribute. And it was like, for real, like, what do you do? And he showed me his work. And I was just mind blown, man. This guy is talented.
Yeah.
And I was like, go ahead. And then he asked me, so what are the elements that describes you? So I told him, obviously, my camera, my MSI laptop. For some reason, I love my MSI laptop. It's not really that special, but I just love my MSI laptop.
I cannot believe you're still using a laptop to edit.
Yeah,
I can't. I cannot. I had to upgrade from a laptop.
See, the thing is with my laptop,
you can take it anywhere.
I could carry it anywhere.
Yeah.
So and I always go out with my friends. I'd be in gatherings and you'd see this odd kid in the corner with his laptop editing. That would be me. So, anyways, the MSI laptop, camera, my car, which is the yellow one.
I think that was the main attraction.
Yeah.
Just visually looking at it.
It just looked so nice.
Yeah.
And then what else? Jordans, because I really really love my Jordans. And I'm not that much of a collector, but I just save them and take care of them.
Nice.
So I just taught him all these elements, and then a few days later he surprised me with this. I was like, look. I'm like, damn.
It was good.
Damn. Yeah, this really attracted like a lot of attention. And I'm like, whoa. When he first sent it to me, it's just like, I just saw it a million times in 1 hour, let's just say. So that was really, really good. So the point is behind that trailer is that I want to tell people that I'm about to tell you my life story that I've been recording for the past 2.5 years.
Yeah.
So
since COVID started, right?
Since COVID started. So these were just the elements of myself.
Yeah.
The movie had elements of 125 people.
Yeah.
And
a lot of people.
A lot of people, man.
We know I saw this and I'm like, what is this guy doing? This is usually when you are gonna post something, a video, you post like a teaser or something in your story. I don't know if that's the
that's what I do. I just post something real quick.
But it just came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And I'm about to drop a movie.
Yep.
And I'm like, I was being skeptical. What do you mean by movie?
What is this guy doing? Movie out of nowhere?
What does it mean?
Go back to
I was like, I was cautious, but also optimistic. And then I saw the posters. 10 days to go, 9 days to go. I'm like, and then I see Rista posting. I see a lot of people reposting. I'm like, I'm getting hyped now. I want to see this. And then you message me out of nowhere saying, "Hey, you're in this movie, by the way." I'm like, "What?
Whoa!" Yep.
Whoa!
You just had to be there.
At first, I'm not gonna lie. At first, I thought you were gonna do like a you know, when in YouTube they said "draw my life" and they narrate.
Oh yeah.
I thought you were gonna do something like that, but videos. Like you would have a voiceover. Like you're gonna talk about how you started editing. Maybe you would mention me as how you saw me. I was like, okay, maybe that's what he means, because I don't remember. I don't remember participating in this movie.
Yeah,
but I didn't ask. I asked how was I involved.
That was weird. I thought you'd ask. Man.
No, I didn't ask.
Okay.
I want to be surprised. And then I was just there for 1 second. Okay.
It's cool.
No. But I was like, I remember now, because we'll talk about it. But when I saw you dropping it, because I was in work. I was in Riyadh. The project is over there. I was in a hotel room, and I see your video. 30 minutes almost long, 29 whatever. So 30 minutes, right? I'm like, oh my gosh, you're actually dropping a short movie, a short film, a movie, basically a movie. Like it's actually a movie. And before watching it, I told, I don't know if Mohammed, if you were there, the guy behind the camera, but
what's up, Mohammed?
Mutual friends we had in Discord. I was like, guys, so I have this guy who I've known for a long time, and he said, I'm in his movie. Let's watch it together.
Oh, crap. You said that?
Yeah.
Whoa.
So we start watching it, and we watched the video. I'm like, that was really good. It was emotional, but it was, and then I see my part, and I'm like, oh, that's, I remember him bringing the camera. Because that day,
I'd always be carrying a camera around. That's the thing about me.
Because that day when you brought the camera, I thought you were just taking photos, and we did the Mafia game.
It was your birthday too.
Was it my birthday?
Yeah. No, I think it was a week before your birthday, because you told me that you wanted photos for your birthday.
Yeah.
And then you told me to make me look good.
Okay.
So
Mafia. We did the Mafia video that day. I think. Did we do that?
Yeah, we did that. We did that.
Yeah. So. And then I thought that's why you bought the camera, but then you took a candid video of me. It was just sitting eating a tikka. I'm like, okay. But no, it was amazing. I think I'll let you talk about it in a second. I'll ask you how long it took you to edit it, but I want to tell you my favorite part before I forget.
Okay, go
my
ahead.
favorite part. Do you want me to talk about the video, like the technicalities from a videographer perspective?
You could do whatever
now
you want.
Or after.
Yeah. It's totally up to you. So
okay. I was gonna say one part, and we're gonna break it down.
Okay.
The part I liked the most was first of all, your music choice is amazing.
Oh, thank you so much.
J. Cole, She's Mine Part 2. I'm like,
oh yeah. I'll tell you why I chose that song later on. So.
Okay. So my favorite part was the jet ski part when I think Ed Sheeran was singing.
Yeah.
And
a
then,
Bloodstream song.
And then you did the Tiny Planet with the 360 camera. And then the jet ski.
The transitions and all that.
I was like, oh, that's good.
Yeah, I remember doing that like as if it was yesterday, man. I still remember editing every bits of tiny pieces of everything in this movie. It just took forever to finish.
How long did it take you to finish this?
Any guesses?
Well,
there are two answers. There was the filming.
Okay.
The filming took 2.5 years.
Yes.
Let's get that out of the way. Now the editing time.
What I would do if I were you, if I knew from the get-go I wanted to make a pandemic movie, documenting it, I would start editing on a weekly basis after I got footage.
I edited every single day.
Every single day.
After finishing the 2.5 years of filming.
Okay.
So
wait, after filming. So you didn't start editing while you were filming?
Nope. I got around 14 hard disks on my table at home.
14?
14 hard disks, each 1 terabyte, you know?
So 14 terabytes of footage.
Yeah, you could say. To be honest, some are 2 terabytes. Okay. So I don't really know.
Roughly, would you say like 25 terabytes of footage?
I'd say 25. So
oh my goodness.
Yeah,
sounds
and
like
then
a
after
nightmare.
it was a nightmare. Sometimes my friends would ask, just grab your laptop, come edit at my place and what's not, just so I could spend time with them, just so I could see some humans around me. But then I told them, no, I can't. I'm kind of connecting 3 hard disks to my laptop at this time. So I can't really carry everything, you know. I would need to carry my mouse and what's not.
It's hectic.
It is. But sometimes I'd go out of my way just to see them, because I really like my friends. I want to sit with them. They are also a major part of the inspiration for this movie. Yeah. After all, the movie speaks about them more than they do about me. So, 14 hard disks. And
So you said every day after you
Yeah.
filmed.
hmm
When was your last day of filming?
I can't really I can't really tell, to be honest. I
Okay,
don't
how
have an
many
answer.
days of editing did you take? How many months?
Yeah,
How many weeks?
that's where the answer would
Tell
be.
me.
8 months.
8 months.
8 months,
Every day.
man. Yeah, not one more month and I'd be giving out a baby, man.
Oh.
So, yeah.
It's your labor.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a premature baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
They cut up your stomach and then the video is
yeah,
here.
that's the
C-section.
movie. So yeah, 8 months, man. And to be honest, like in between, I had to stop because some things happened.
Yeah.
And what's so not. So yeah.
But that's amazing. That's a long time.
Yeah.
I just came back from Japan like 3 weeks ago almost, and I wanted to do a candid travel film, meaning I didn't want to plan anything. I just wanted to go and shoot. And I got a camera. I didn't know anything about the camera. I got the camera like shortly before traveling. I didn't shoot much with it before leaving. I learned on the go. I regret not learning it, to be honest.
It's okay. I still don't know everything about my camera, so
No, because the stabilization, I'm so used to my GH5, my Panasonic GH5. The in-body stabilization without a gimbal is freaking amazing. You saw my Mustang video, right?
Well, man,
It was all handheld.
we still talk about that video. Me and my friends are like, "Yeah, this guy is crazy," and we'd wish that you'd come back to editing. So,
I will. Don't worry. Don't worry. I have plans.
You take your time.
Yeah. But that entire thing was shot handheld, and the Sony doesn't have a good stabilization. But that makes sense because the sensor on the GH5 is much smaller, so it's easier to develop the stabilization for it because you have much more room to work with.
Yeah.
The Sony is a full frame sensor, so it's not going to be good. And I wish I had a gimbal. I had one, but I wish I took it. But at the same time, I don't think so because it would have been too much.
Like
So-
you're traveling in Japan, you want
Yeah,
to
I
walk
want
around
to
with the
enjoy
gimbal.
it too. I
Yeah,
want to
yeah.
enjoy Japan. Like I tried to do 50-50 where in a moment I'm shooting, I don't want to not absorb what I'm shooting.
Yeah.
So sometimes it's like I'm just looking at it. Like there's one exhibit where I was just sitting and laying and just looking up. It's like amazing.
All right.
But I have so much footage and I really want to do a travel film video. And I have maybe a terabyte, no, maybe less. I have
Oh, less than a terabyte.
500 gigabytes, let's say.
Okay.
500 gigabytes worth of footage. Maybe even less. I don't even know.
Okay.
But still, it's a lot of footage for one trip. And I have no idea what I'm going to do with it. I have the song in my head. I have a vision in my head. I did some hyperlapse shots. I know you like hyper. We'll talk
Oh
about
man,
it.
yeah, I could clearly see.
But the only reason I'm bringing up the Japan thing is because I'm trying to compare how long it would take me to edit this versus how long it took you to edit yours.
Yeah.
Because you did two. I'm trying to give people a perspective or on how much editing is 8 months of editing. It's a lot. So I have so much footage and I want to edit, but I can't because obviously of work. So I'm just stuck. But I will, and I have, and because this footage is not stable,
You'll have to stabilize it.
every single shot.
Oh my!
But not every
God.
single. What I do is I go through the catalog and see which shots I want to stabilize. But the stabilization is taxing to the computer. So a 30-second clip to stabilize will take 5 minutes. Let's say 4 minutes,
It
5
is,
minutes.
it is.
Imagine that for hundreds of shots. And then once I'm done with the footage that's stabilized, I have to then start editing 4K footage on After Effects. After Effects doesn't like 4K footage, and I have to then understand where I want to place each clip. See, because for you, the one thing I want to say, actually, I don't know.
It's
how
okay.
you
Go
did
ahead.
it.
Go ahead. Go
I
ahead.
don't know how you did it, but I would assume if I were in your position, if I'm shooting a film of over the duration of 2 years, the sequence would be easy. I would just go from beginning to end.
True.
I'll start from the footage from the beginning to end. With Japan, I don't want to do that. I don't want to start. I don't want to force myself because I'm not shooting a film. I'm not shooting it like a documentary in a sense of what I did. I'm just trying to make it look aesthetic. That's the goal. I'm not trying to tell a big story.
Yeah.
So the last video I took could be the first shot I use in the shot in the video, but I don't know. So I have to like I would say so far I've stabilized 25% of the footage.
Oh, we got a long way to go.
I have so much.
Yeah.
So
Just take your time. Just be creative, and
I'll be like you. I want the only people who know I'm working on a video are the ones who are listening or
Right now.
watching. I'm not gonna say, hey, I did say I have so much footage I'm gonna edit, but I'm not gonna mention the particular video I'm working on. Like, I'm not gonna say what it's gonna be about. I'm not gonna say what song I chose. I'm not gonna make a trailer for it. I'm just gonna one day I'm just gonna, hey, tomorrow video dropping.
Yeah.
Right, I'm gonna be like you now.
Oh.
Yeah.
Release a trailer
I'll ask
or
your
something?
friend to do a 3D trailer for me.
All right.
No,
No worries. If you're watching this, look us up.
So tell me more about Trouble in Paradise. Tell me what motivated you to do this.
Oh man, where do I start?
Tell me.
All right, so for those who don't know, Trouble in Paradise is a movie that is based on characters that live in the same time and space as you do. So whenever somebody films a movie, there'll be actors, but this time in this movie, it's actual genuine characters. Like, my friends are over here behind the camera. They're actually real characters. Besides you, they're also a character in the movie. Yeah. So what makes this movie different than other movies? There are like so many attributes that makes it different. And other than the actors being real people, it also has minimum narration. So you wouldn't see a dialogue here and there. I think there were just like bits, tiny pieces of dialogue like in between. But
it's like candid. People just saying things. Yeah,
that's the thing. But in this movie, it's the lyrics of the song that, speak the story. But not every lyric of the song tells a story. Sometimes it just happens to be there and the clip has to be there. And here is the funny part. Choosing the songs was the toughest thing out of this movie. It was way tough than stabilizing the clips, way tough than script writing the movie, trying to make a story together, way tough than the transitions, the special effects, everything. The song choices were just so bad, and it was such a mental battle because this is something totally new to me. I'm using, I don't know, I even forgot how many songs I used, probably 6 or 5. And then I was just, there's nobody better than Kendrick. Kendrick at that time released the new album. I was just so inspired. Even though Logic's my favorite artist, but I love him so much I wouldn't use his songs, so I would keep him for myself. Yeah. But Kendrick was just, wow, man. So I would go to work every single day. I have a day job, so I would be losing sleep the night before because of editing, and I would just listen to Kendrick. And then I found the most perfect Kendrick song, and I just slapped it in, and I listened to the lyrics, and I'm like, yeah, I could tell a story with these lyrics. So yeah, besides Kendrick, there's J. Cole, and J. Cole was the emotional part. Yeah. So
I love that song, by the way. That album was one of my favorites.
Yeah. So J. Cole and that song, I'm not really sure, so correct me if I'm wrong, but he was speaking to his son or his daughter. I'm not sure. His daughter. My bad.
Yeah. Because there's 2 parts. There's She's Mine Part 1, which I think 2. He talks about his partner, girlfriend or wife, and then She's Mine Part 2, he's talking about his daughter.
So when I listened to that song, it was like I've always done this song, but when I looked it up online, She's Mine Part 2 explained, I was like, damn, this is the perfect song, especially since my dad passed away mid-production of this movie.
My condolences, by the way.
Yeah,
I know he was a big part of this.
He was, and I'll speak about him in a bit, how he helped me finish this movie. I struggled for so long to finish this, but when I Googled it and I looked up the explanation, I was like, this is the perfect one. And that was the last part I edited in the movie. And then I rearranged it, and then it just tells a story. So that's Trouble in Paradise. Now, when you look it up and you see the post and the posters, and this is where I speak about this for the first time. So yeah, Trouble in Paradise, just a random name. It's a movie about the pandemic, but it's not the pandemic that we're battling. So when you see the movie, you'd see that there are different battles happening to every single person. It's either a heartbreak, it's either a stab in the back from a friend, it's either I just lost my job, it's either one of the strongest battles, or if the strongest battle is my friend Asa, he's battling cancer, and how he just stayed positive in trying to to get through it. And we had fun with it. He had to dye his hair multiple times to have fun and stuff.
Pink, right? Was it pink?
It was purple,
purple,
blonde, even turn into Slim Shady at some point. So yeah,
I look here because Isa's sitting right here.
yeah.
Shout
so
out to him.
shout out Isa. So yeah, so those were the battles, and during the filming of this thing, I was unemployed. I was a graduate. So I told myself that, you know what, I'm going to do everything I want to do in a year. I didn't care about the money. Okay, I did freelance, which we spoke about this earlier, but I just wanted some extra cash and what's so not. But to be honest, I did not plan on buying a car. I did not plan on getting married. I didn't plan on doing literally anything. And like every money I receive is just it's just probably spent in a week or so. So I wanted to give back to as much people as I can, because there is no names be without his friends. Just to lay it out there, I know sometimes they disagree. Is that no, you film us and what's not? But to me, there is literally no me if it wasn't for my friends. That's why they always come with me whenever I go. So I wanted to give back. I tried this thing, and it's really stupid, but you're about to hear it. In a pandemic, where many people are broke, businesses are shutting down, I wasn't, I didn't give a crap about any of this. So I started freelancing and I got as much money as I can. I wouldn't spend it. Sometimes I wouldn't even eat dinner. I would try to eat cereals for dinner. And then, one of my good friends, MJ,
Yeah.
yeah. So he was always, around with his green CRX at that time, his
Yes.
car, and it broke down. So this is you can see this in the movie, by the way, where I was talking about my friend battling cancer and him as well with his financial crisis. So we had to save up $1,000 to give it to him to fix his car. So all the money that I collected in a pandemic that I should probably use to help me survive, because who knows, probably I would never get a job. I just threw it out there. And the reason why I threw it out there is because I told myself I will do anything that I want to do in this 1 year just to make myself happy. And honestly, just making all these people happy makes me happy, giving back to the people that made me, to the ones that made us a family. So this is simply Trouble in Paradise. It's not a battle about the pandemic, it's a battle about mental health. And that's the last battle I wanted to speak about, which is my dad. So, as I mentioned, my dad passed away in mid production. There are many reasons which I can't really disclose this here.
No problem.
But one of the main reasons that I noticed about him, like months before he goes, is him battling a mental health. Like he was hiding so much inside him that he wouldn't want to speak about. He wouldn't come tell us. I don't know who he would tell. At some point, I knew his best friends knew more than his family members do. So I knew he was going through a mental battle this whole time. It explains some of his actions, and but he was just giving us unlimited love, and I wish I'd ever repay him. So yeah, and then looking back and comparing him to every character in the movie, everyone had their own battle, whether it's mental or not. So the one main thing that I wanted to focus on in the movie was mental health, that it's important. At some point, I'm going to be very transparent right now. At some point, I did not really believe in mental health. Like I did, but not as much as I saw it took a young man. He was young, by the way. He was really young compared to his siblings and everyone else. But mental health was a big aspect to taking his life away. So that was the tribute. And looking back in the characters, a lot of people battled mental health.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's just something I wanted to lay out there.
No, I understand that, and I want to say, there's this word called the word is Sonder. Now people know Sonder and behind because there's a coffee shop named
The name Sonder, yeah.
But I don't think many people know what the word Sonder means.
Go ahead, tell them.
Sonder is basically knowing that everybody in life, everybody you meet has their own battles. Like everybody has their own lives. Everybody has their wants and needs and desires and battles and traumas and stories.
Yeah.
And because we see them as I know this is a meme happening nowadays where they talk about I'm the main character and you're just NPCs.
Yeah.
Right? But it's relevant here because we pass by thinking we're the main characters and everybody else is an NPC. They're like, yeah, it's just helping me in my life. like when you're running and listening to music in the road, you think everybody's looking at you. You're the athletic guy, or if you're doing modeling, everybody's looking at you, and you think but everybody has their own struggles. Everybody has their own wants. Nobody just looks at you, and you're not. This is a humbling thing to know that you're just another person. But that's what makes you special, right? Because you have your own story. Yeah, everybody has their own story, true. And so I think showcasing that is I think you're. I would rename it from A Trouble to Paradise to Sonder.
Oh, okay, okay, that would be nice. If I were you, okay.
But I don't think maybe you didn't know about the word. But this is I think if I were to describe your movie in one word, it would be Sonder.
That's where the inspiration came from. The name. It's logic.
Yeah.
So Okay.
Yeah. All right. Tell me.
So the incredible true story.
Yes. AKA tits.
Yep.
I mean it. I don't mean it in a bad way.
Short form.
And short form is TITS. Yeah. The incredible. True story.
Yeah. So at some point in the album, he speaks about paradise, and he made this album. It's more of like a novel and an album.
Yes.
So like these characters, they go out in space, and this is where he started rapping, and there are some skits. So the skits would probably speak about damn, the whole world is over. We're in space. Like they're the last few human beings that are alive in space. So and then they had this purpose. They want to find paradise, and that's where Trouble in Paradise came. Because to me, this is also this thing about the movie. So to me, whatever I filmed is paradise to me. It's more about count your blessings kind of thing. You got a house, you got a car, you got some cash, you got this and that. Maybe if you don't have half of these things, you'd still count your blessings. So even though the whole world was dying because of the pandemic, I was simply counting my blessings. So that's the thing. I wasn't really having a big battle, maybe I did. Maybe hey, I just graduated, I can't find a job, all these kind of things. Who knows? Maybe I had a heartbreak, maybe I had, a conflict with some friends. Who knows? But I didn't really care, because I was just simply counting my blessings in paradise. And then I saw all my friends having their own battles. And that's where I wanted, to tell their story and how they battled it and how they survived and how they got over it. So that to me is paradise. Count your blessings.
No, I get it. And I wouldn't say I'm a huge fan of Logic. If you asked me in 2014, I would tell you
old Logic.
He's my favorite artist ever.
Nah. I can tell you why he was, or why he still is to me the greatest, to be honest, or why he's the biggest inspiration. So this person recently gave me Logic's book, which is called This Bright Future. And this book simply speaks about like what Logic went through and what's so not. Reading through the pages, like before I read every sentence, I would already know what's gonna happen because I know so much about him. But
talk about West Deer Park, probably.
Everything that happened. So he had this. His parents were addicted to drugs and what's not. They throw him off. Nobody would care about him. He went through racism and what's not. So
brothers dealing in drugs and crime.
Simply everything.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna speak about Logic a lot, but he just sacrificed a lot to get to that one point that he wanted.
Yeah.
And just like hearing his story over and over again. At some point, I question myself: do I really listen to Logic because I like his songs, or do I listen to Logic because I'm inspired by him as a person?
Yeah.
So I realize it's 50-50 to be honest, but his songs are really, really good to me. So I just took that inspiration and I just kept fighting to get this movie done. And that's how he impacted the movie big time. So yeah, even though there was so much struggle in between to finish the movie, I was slacking off, I was uninspired and what's not. I just reached my editing limit. I was like, that's it. I can't do no more. That's why you don't see a lot of transitions or special effects, VFX, all that. I just gave out as much as I can.
In this one?
In this movie.
But there were some I feel like what you did, sorry for interrupting,
but
it's
cool.
What I like about what you did is you had two phases. I'm oversimplifying. Obviously, it's more detailed, but you had two phases in the movie. One is the calm, and then one's the storm.
Yeah.
And then the calm again, and then another storm. And then the calm, and then another storm. We'll dissect it more, but I noticed that.
But yeah, man, it's just that I was just simply inspired by everything that he did. And yeah.
Okay. No, I like Logic. I first heard about Logic when I was doing Call of Duty editing, way before. I'm sounding like a hipster, way before he became big. I used to like his songs. They were perfect for Call of Duty editing, and they were
uncopyrighted too.
Yeah. They weren't. I love his first album. I like his mixtapes before.
Is it the Under Pressure?
Under Pressure.
Yeah, man.
Under Pressure is just a work of art. Even to this day, it's amazing.
It's amazing.
The production in it. Shout out to Six, the producer.
Yeah.
I don't know. He also produced a song, and he had another person produce another song. What's it called? Bounce.
Yeah.
Yes, I don't know who produced that song, but I know all the songs. I love all. And I used to remember the bus taking me to school to AMA. I would just sit and listen to Logic every time I go and come back. No other person I would listen to that school year. And I think it was 2014. It was my senior year, so the year I'm going to graduate. I was just listening to Logic. I loved that album. And then The Incredible True Story came out, and I liked half of it. I didn't like the other half. I like with the direction. I knew he was like the skits. I like they're talking to the spaceship that has its own AI. Just going. And then the third album is like they reached paradise. Is the album called Everybody? Third one?
Yeah, Everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody.
And then he's supposed to make a fourth one called Ultra something, right?
Ultra 85.
85.
Yeah,
it's like concluding the story.
He's gonna tease this forever. Yeah. It is never gonna come out.
I think it's becoming a meme. He released like 4 albums.
It's still
Confessions of a Danger.
Yeah.
Confessions of a like after Everybody, you have Confessions of a Dangerous Mind. You have the Glorious or Furious 5, whatever it's called. Right? No, that's a song. That's a song. What was the album called?
I kind of forgot. To be honest,
he's a mugshot. You know?
Yeah, the mugshot. Young Sinatra 4.
Yeah,
Young Sinatra 4.
He said he retired, but then he made an album with as another person's name. Remember that one?
Bobby Tarantino.
Is it?
Yeah, Bobby Tarantino.
Not that one. I know Bobby Tarantino. There's 1 and 2, right? The one that has 44 and 44.
44 more.
44 more. But I forgot about those. So those are 2 as well. There's one where he's like MF Doom. It's like an album art. Maybe I'm teaching you something you don't know. There's a secret album.
Wait, which album is it? Is it the one with the red color, or is it the one Vinyl Days?
It's Vinyl Days is the mugshot, right?
No, Vinyl Days is not the mugshot. Vinyl Days is the last.
It's the newest one. Yeah.
That's
no. It was the one after he retired. After he retired, he named himself something else, and he made an album. Doctor Destruction. That album.
Not many people know this, and it's so sad that this is Logic singing, but with a pitched voice.
Yes.
And this album is so good, man. It's not an album; it's a mixtape. It's just so good. It tells a story. And this MF Doom kind of twist he did, it's just so good, man.
Yes.
It was a masterpiece. I stayed up like just listening to this like at 3 a.m. over here because the timings differ when he released it in the USA. It was so good. And I wish I could share with anybody that likes Logic this much. But yeah.
No, yeah. So I listened. Look, I'll be honest. Ever since the second album, everything has been a hit or miss for me. Under Pressure, I loved every single song.
Okay.
Second album, I loved half of them.
Okay.
And then the third album, I liked 3 songs.
Okay.
Before I liked Everybody. I liked what's that one called?
Killing Spree.
Black
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
Yeah.
I like the one where
Confess. I'm just saying. I'm just trying to guess your taste.
No. The one that where Neil deGrasse Tyson is featured in it. The scientist.
I forgot.
That one. I forgot the fourth one, but I didn't like much. And then Bobby Tarantino 2 was, to me, is a huge step down from Bobby Tarantino 1.
Some songs were
some songs are good.
Yeah, they'd go
like
hard.
44 More is really good.
Whoa, yeah.
But Bobby Tarantino 1 had Flexecution. That one was like, I had mixed feelings. Like, it sounds good.
Yeah.
But then what are you saying? No, this is what people want to do. I know he's doing this mixtape just to like have fun. I understand that. And then the Mugshot one, I just like the Glorious 5. That's why I remember that song.
What about Street Dreams 2? You know, you should give it. You know what?
Maybe I'll give it another listen.
Give it another listen. You know, I'll send you some songs that are really good.
But Confessions of a Dangerous Mind, other than that two songs. The one with Eminem,
Homicide.
and then the one where he's talking about you should kill yourself. The comments, and he's like bleeding in the.
That's Confessions of a Dangerous Man.
Okay,
that's the
same,
song
same,
itself.
same.
Yeah.
Those two songs, everything else I didn't like. The one with Icy, I'm clean.
Yeah,
come on, man.
I don't know. He tries funny things sometimes. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
But the thing is with Logic, he also likes to play around with his audience.
Yeah.
Did you know this album called Supermarket?
I know it's based off the novel, right?
The
It's
novel,
guitar.
right? Guitar, it goes kind of
I
R&B.
didn't listen to it.
All right, it goes so romantic. Like it goes. It's not Logic. It's like I was like, what is Logic doing? But it's more for like an R&B, romantic kind of stuff and all that stuff. But it had some really nice elements like the guitar that you mentioned. But he did that so he could promote his book, which is The Supermarket.
Yeah.
And you should read that book. It's so good, man. I'm just gonna
You know what
say
you
it.
should read?
What?
Russ's book.
What?
It's all in your head. I'm gonna give it to you to borrow it. Okay.
I don't mind.
right,
I'm still
borrow
not
it.
done with Logic's book.
Okay.
Though.
When you're done, read this.
All right, I'll hit
it's
you
a
up.
shorter book. I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Let me make sure we're not going over time. Okay. We'll have like 10 more minutes.
All right, no worries.
But I want to real quick talk about the technicalities of your video.
Okay.
I'll give you one. I want to challenge you to do one video. Okay.
Challenge me.
I want to give you a challenge.
All right.
I don't want to challenge you as in competition.
Okay.
I don't want to do that. We have our own.
I'm just gonna take a straight out. I'm just gonna say.
No. The challenge I want you to adopt is make a video without black bars.
Okay.
Okay. Your next video, I want to see you without black bars.
All right.
I want to see what that looks like. I feel like
sometimes it looks better.
Sometimes it looks better.
Because I slap in my black bars at the end of each project. And to be honest, sometimes it looks way better. You know, the funny thing is sometimes rendering it in 60 frames per second looks better than the 30 frames. Yeah, I'm just gonna say
that's
that.
Blasphemy. Don't listen to this guy.
Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I'm just gonna say that.
When I will never, ever render over 30. 25 is what my
nobody should do that. Don't listen to me. I'm just saying sometimes it just looks good. Maybe it's not perfect, but I don't know. I just like experimenting a lot, like Logic does with the album.
Sure.
So
okay, so this is the challenge, right? No black bars, and it's not because I think black bars sometimes take away from the video. I think that some people, even me, rely on them too much. The first time I stopped using black bars is the Mustang video. And I think every time I ask myself, do I regret that decision? I don't. When I go back and put them on, like it looks good, but the thing about black bars that helps with you is it helps you
the cinematic feel.
It's like cinematic, but not everything needs to be cinematic. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's the thing.
That's one challenge. Okay, I want to see a video about black bars. Another one is learn your camera. You said before that you don't know, and I
that's a mistake.
Noise. I don't care about noise. I watch your video. I notice a noise. Like obviously, as a video guy, I will notice these things, but I don't care about noise.
Okay.
Why it's gonna help you is if you're gonna do freelance.
Okay.
Clients are gonna be like, why is this noisy? Why is it? Don't listen to them. Right. You learn your camera. I think it's quite important.
Yeah.
And to break down your video real quick, I noticed. I love your video. I noticed that you utilize hyperlapse. I think you do really good hyperlapse. I don't think I can do hyperlapses like you.
Yeah, man, don't say that.
No. I don't try hyperlapses. Actually, I'm doing it for the Japan video.
Okay.
But I might take a few notes from you. So we'll see.
Me teaching my own mentor how to hyperlapse. What did life get me into?
I
had no idea.
I think hyperlapses are really crucial to travel videos.
Sometimes, yeah. I mean, it's either you add a hyperlapse or a time lapse, but either could work.
Time lapse.
Yeah, time lapse.
Easy.
Yeah.
But hyperlapse, I know how to do it. It's just sometimes I notice also you use this one thing. I think it's your style, but you use a lot of color shifting in a sense that when you do a distortion, there's the RGB split.
RGB, yeah.
I think you should let that go.
See, sometimes it works in the movie. So remember what I said? Everything is just supposed to be a story.
Yeah.
So sometimes the RGB could be an effect in a hyperlapse. The hyperlapse one was a simple effect.
Yeah.
But when I use that in other clips, if I did,
Yeah.
it would simply like probably describe a blurred vision or a blurred memory that I try to describe.
Ah.
So yeah, that's the
Okay.
thing about
The way I see it is sometimes it can cover your brilliance.
Mm-hmm.
When you did that hyperlapse, I think the RGB
Ruined it. Kinda.
not ruined it. I think it's just a different style.
Okay.
But I think if you didn't have it, it'll just show the work you put in the hyperlapse, and it's not being covered by the RGB split.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
I used to do RGB splits. Even in Call of Duty, I used to do them all the time. And I realized for me, the RGB, it's adding another element that shouldn't be there. There's sometimes in editing when you need to know, for me, I don't for me.
I totally agree with that.
For me, sometimes before I had this problem, I didn't know where to stop when it comes to putting things. You know what I mean? Like sometimes simplicity
is way better.
is better. It's more complex too, if you think about it. Simplicity sometimes can be more complex because to make something flow so smoothly and simple is a lot of effort. Speed ramping and all that.
Do you remember the time where people would over abuse the zoom in and zoom out effect, and then afterwards that no transitions would make a better video than using the zoom in and zoom outs? So I think simplicity is the new way to go with editing right now.
I think in general humans are like that. I think if you look at icons like logos, company logos, you look at old Facebook logo, it's like 3D, but then now it's like flat.
Yep.
Twitter used to be 3D, now it's flat.
Yeah.
Like the interface on the iPhone, it used to be more 3D, now it's flat.
It's way better, man.
When we go over, we always come back to simplicity. I notice with humans. And I think that translates to a lot of things. I think, you can have a nice car that's pimped out, like in Tokyo Drift. You can have, glossy
design.
but then when you look at, sometimes when you have a nice clean car with one coat of paint, a simple accent on the brake, it's like a red or blue. It's like sometimes it just looks better.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Even decorating a room, I would say, because I sit in my room a lot, and obviously my environment also adds to my inspiration for editing. So in the pandemic, I just totally revamped my room. Like, it was so modern, I revamped it to 80s London. So I kind of added that aesthetic element to it, and I added more simplicity to it. And my mom actually decorated the living hall in our house into an 80s London vintage theme. Wow. So yeah, we just
Peaky Blind. Oh, okay, Peaky Blind. 80s.
That's like so.
That's like 19th century.
It's washed out colors, like it's either white or beige or dark gray. And I even have like this chair, and you could control the level of the chair going up or down using this tool. Like we just like move it around, like the car windows back then. So all these things. So all these things, it's way simple and it looks way better than the modern designs. So yeah, that also adds to art in general.
But I will say that the things I also really, really liked, I liked that you didn't care about the noisy footage, and I was very happy that you used it because it tells a story. That's number one.
All right.
The way it looks, you're not shooting a movie. I mean, it is a movie, but I'm not saying you're not shooting a Hollywood movie where everything has to be technically perfect, right? You're shooting something candid. You're trying to tell a story. That should always come on top. I like that you didn't. I like I said, the storm and then the calm and the storm. I like that you didn't have to transition everything. Just go to cuts. It's fine as long as it follows a story, a sequence. You're zoned in. So I think you did a good job when it comes to your music choice as well.
Thank you so much. The music choice.
The music choice. I know it's hard for me. I listen to. Sometimes people think I'm crazy because I listen to a song and I like this 30-second part of it. I want to really do a video on. I rewind it for 2 hours. Sometimes, and just imagining, and then I got the first shot down that I want to do. I write it down, then I go back. What would I like? And then a week later, I listen to the same song. Like, you know what? The old shot, I don't want it.
Oh man,
rewind.
Damn.
I feel like a crazy person. If somebody saw me doing this, they would think I'm crazy.
All right, now that you told me this, now I know that I'm not crazy. Or maybe we're both
normal.
crazy.
No, it's normal.
Because
they're crazy.
Oh yeah,
everybody else is crazy.
We're artists. We're supposed to be crazy.
Yeah.
So every song that I listened. Every song that I used in the movie, I probably listened to it like continuously every single day for at least 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Like Kendrick Lamar. Oh my God.
You have to.
I listened to it every single day I go to work or when I come back. It's just that, okay, I'm just picturing the movie in my head before I reach to that part that I have to use the song. And yeah, thank you for telling me that I'm not crazy alone.
This is
or we're both crazy.
no, we're both crazy.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I love I love the song choice. I love the flow of everything. I love, dude, that jet ski shot. I don't want to say that everything else was not. Everything else was good, but to me that stands out. I don't know why, because you have one cut of the jet ski going on, and then another cut of you pushing in with the people looking at the jet ski, and it's like the flow was really good.
I think you like that shot because it's kind of your editing style. By the way, you like leading one shot to the other shot.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I like scrambling around sometimes,
which is fine. It's just a style.
Yes.
All right. So, anyway, this guy's telling me we need to stop.
All right,
as if he's gonna do the editing. All right. Anything else you want to talk about real quick before we?
No, honestly, I just want to thank all my friends, all my close ones, all my buddies, 1748, Helen Come Down, everybody that was involved in this movie for making this happen. And I want to give out, this is going to sound ridiculous. I want to shout out my dad. I hope he's enjoying his time in heaven.
It's not ridiculous, man.
Yeah. But he is the one that pushed me to finish this movie. So just to add this, I really wanted to say this, but on the day that he passed away, 17th of September, was the day I was going to announce it to him. And he wasn't really like, I don't know, he didn't really know much about my life. That's why at the end of the movie, it said that statement that I wrote. But on 17th of September, the day he passed away, I was ready to tell him about my movie. And I was planning on organizing the cinema thing where I would invite him over with my mom and we would watch it. It was the day he passed away. But afterwards, like, I spoke to my siblings and I spoke to all my friends, and most of them just said it, like, just go hard, finish it. And I spent every single day editing nonstop, even sometimes forgetting like to eat or hydrate myself. But I just remembered him as a purpose, as a reason to finish this and do this for him. And I'm glad it worked out. And I want to thank everybody that watched the movie and enjoyed it, and every single person that became a part of it.
In case you haven't watched it, please watch it. Shout out your Instagram. I think it's at namesbee, NAMEZBEE.
Hey, thank you so much.
YouTube, I think, is the same handle. Or is it just B? I think it's called now,
it's
right?
B. But you can find it in my Instagram bio.
Yeah, so find it, watch it. Anything else you want to shout out that you're working on? Or
I'd like to thank Jabbar for inspiring me to edit and making me the person I am today.
I would love to take credit, but it's all you, man.
Man. Thank you so much. But yeah, that's pretty much it. If I give shout outs, I won't stop. So
okay.
Shout out Noor.
We have to stop.
I haven't said Noor, so
okay.
Yeah,
Noor. Yes.
Yeah, I love
Rich
you, Noor.
Spirit.
Yeah, Rich Spirit.
Kendrick has a song, Rich Spirit. I love that song.
He is an inspiration. Rich Spirit is also an inspiration to the song.
Okay.
I did not use it though, because I thought it's more of a Noor thing.
Okay.
So yeah.
Did you name yourself because of that song? Okay. I love that song. Okay.
So yeah.
Thank you guys for tuning in, and welcome to episode 2. I know we have we want to talk about the 2 cameras, but we didn't. But I hope you guys
2 cameras. Oh my god, man! Damn.
I hope you guys like this change.
2 angles, man. Come on, come on.
Now we're gonna see all my blemishes. And
oh man, I'm not ready to see myself. But.
All right, thank you guys for tuning in, and then we'll see you soon. Hopefully, whenever I make the next episode. Bye bye.